Pain relief and the treatments targeting it are a scam. They're not going to get you better, and they're not going to stop pain and injury from happening again. You're just buying into this cycle of feeling better temporarily and then getting back into pain and getting injured. So guess what? You seek those treatments again. Like I said, they're not getting you better. They're not getting at the root issues. They're not preventing anything. It's just a Band-Aid solution. So things like TENS, right? The electrical stimulation, massage, acupuncture, adjustments, mobilizations, anything that's done to you where you're kind of just chilling, that's all passive therapy. That's not making real substantial changes long term. There can be some, but they're pretty minuscule. Now, all these things do is just temporarily decrease pain, maybe temporarily increase range of motion, which can be related, but they don't do anything to build you up. So these things take the edge off. And they can have their place, but largely they're not really needed, and your time is better spent building things up properly, right? So if you have some pain, you need to find what you can do to build it up to not get that pain. And honestly, so much of pain is just DOMS. Like it's just kind of like muscle soreness. 90% of the people that come see me, they see me because they were doing something that they haven't done or only do once a year, you know, like shovel their driveway for the first time, or like they're picking something up off the ground because they're redoing their garden for the first time in 10 years and they hurt their back after lifting things for 20, 30 minutes. Yeah, because you haven't used that part of your body before and now you've hurt the muscles there and it's just straight up DOMS. But what do most people get when they go see a physiotherapist or a chiropractor or a massage therapist when that happens, or their family doctor, right? They get one of these passive therapies, or they see their family doctors often prescribed medications, right? Take Tylenol, take Advil, something that just relieves the pain for a little bit. That's not going to speed up the healing process. Plenty of studies have shown that all these other interventions don't really do dick all in terms of speeding things up, electrical stimulation and all that. Massage therapy doesn't break adhesions. If we were so fragile that someone pressing on you could break up scar tissue, we'd be screwed. Like just look at one football game, rugby game, hockey game, like those people would blow up. Look at me lifting weights right now. How would that be possible if someone's pressing on me? Like they're not going to press with the same amount of force that this 200 kilo bar is pressing into my back with, right? So if you think that someone pressing into you with their thumb, especially a lot of the people that offer those services aren't the strongest, you think that's actually going to break up some scar tissue in you, which is kind of like your body's defense against things happening again. So it's tougher than your usual connective tissue, like your fascia and stuff, tougher than your skin. They're not breaking that shit up. Simple as that. If you believe that, then you have been fed this lie and this snake oil to buy that service. But kind of getting back on point, all these temporary pain relief things don't fix the issue. They just get rid of the thing that is bothering you at the moment, because everything is so short-sighted. Got this because I was reading some tendinopathy papers, and everything's kind of focused on after the tendon injury, this stuff happens, so this thing must be involved in the process. Very reactionary, and it just kind of goes along with a lot of Western medicine. Everything's very reactionary, right? Something happens, take this to stop the thing that happened now after the original thing happened. You have inflammation in this area because you injured it. Take some Advil to bring that inflammation down. What's that inflammation doing? It's trying to clean that area up, right? So maybe it's backwards. I'm not getting into this and saying it is backwards. That's outside my scope of practice, but like maybe that is a backwards way to look at it. Maybe we need to look at things differently and be like, okay, should we aid that process as best as possible? Not necessarily increase inflammation, but give it the tools and facilitate the tools for it to come and go as fast as possible to do its job rather than trying to eliminate it. Are we stopping the healing when we do that? And there's actually some interesting resources that have come out with corticosteroid injections, which is basically a really strong NSAID, which is basically a really strong anti-inflammatory. And if you have too many corticosteroid injections, that degrades your tendons, that impairs the function of your collagen tissues. It's bad for them. It breaks them down because maybe they're not repairing the same way. And now there is more overload to them in everyday life because they're not getting that reactionary inflammation, and actually starting that whole repair process is just aborting it, killing off the cells, but nothing's stimulating the new kind of cell growth again. But anyways, I'll come back to my point about how that's all so short-sighted because everyone's so focused on pain, and everything's so focused on pain because guess what? It's really, really easy to sell for, right? So someone comes to you in pain, you give them something that immediately takes them out of pain, and then now they think you've worked magic, right? Someone comes in, I use my massage gun on them. They have a little bit of quad DOMs because they, haven't really walked more than 2 kilometers a day in the last year, and then they had to go on a walking trip with their family, and there was hills and stairs, and now they're all sore. Well, yeah, because they have DOMs, so I do a little bit of work on there, get their leg moving a bit, some mobilizations. Wow, look at that. There's some immediate pain relief. Like, wow, you fixed my quad. I didn't do anything to fix your quad. I changed how your brain's perceiving what is going on with your quad, right? You just had some temporary overuse there. Your body's reacting to it with that muscle soreness. All I did was kind of get things moving, maybe changed how much inflammation was there because you were staying off it, so the blood flow's decreased, but I got you moving, and there's slight increase in blood flow, decreased inflammation, decreases how many pain signals are being sent. I'm putting in other stimulation, which is then now overpowering that pain signal, and you're like, wow, I'm better. No. This is a really common mistake, is that people mistake feeling better with getting better. So feeling better temporarily is kind of like what I said, right? You just changed how your brain's perceiving the pain at the moment, but you're not actually fixing what the issue was. The issue was you don't have the capacity to do a certain activity, and you did that activity, so now you overworked your quad, right? So actual proper care for that could be, let's do a little bit of pain relief so that we can get you moving, but then get you moving more and build you up more. Find those entry points. Okay, you can barely get up from the couch. You have to use support. Well, we're going to work on strengthening your quads and your glutes so you can actually stand up without support. We're going to work on actually working on gait and walking, gait in terms of like having balance during it. You don't need some perfect gait cycle like everyone thinks, but that can be another time. I'm getting distracted again. But yeah, it's really, really easy to sell for that short-term pain relief. And the healthcare and fitness industry have done an amazing job of preying on everyone and profiting from it. All this pain relief, all this rehab, train pain-free, do this. Oh, come to me to relieve your pain, right? It's all a scam. It's all a scam. Anyone can get immediate pain relief easy, but it's not getting you better. Can there be times when it's helpful? Yeah. But for the grand majority of times, it's a scam. Whoops. Can't remember exactly what I was talking about, but I know that I was talking about this being easy to sell, and that's just it. Like, it's really easy to sell this instant gratification that everyone's craving, right? They don't want to wait for the payout. They don't care about them getting pain, walking up the stairs every day. They just want to feel good in that moment. It feels so great. You fixed me, but then I'm back. And this is that cycle of pain relief, transient, temporary pain relief, and then having that pain or injury back. And then you just going back, getting that pain relief, getting the pain again, getting the pain relief, getting the pain again. right? I hear this all the time, especially at the beginning when I was like really networking and trying to get more people in person and like just trying to build up my patient base. People be like, oh yeah, I'd come see you, but I already have a chiropractor and I just love them. They're so good. They make me feel amazing. My back always feels great after. But then, or like a massage therapist or physiotherapist too. I got that all the time. My back feels great after, my knee feels great after, my shoulder feels great after, whatever injury I was talking about with them or whatever pain I was talking about with them. They go, yeah, it feels amazing. But every single time, but that night or the next day, the pain's back. I just wish I could see them every day. Like, well, if that's happening, they're not doing anything for you. The only thing they're doing is draining your wallet and scamming you. They're giving you that short-term pain relief just enough to get you hooked, to keep you coming back, right? They just want you feeling good, so you're coming in that door. The only thing that matters is number of patient visits, how much you're making. When I worked in another clinic, instead of working for myself, that was one of the things. It's like, okay, how can we increase the patient numbers? And it's like the performance reviews are, okay, how the patient, like, how many people are you seeing? How much income are you making? How much is this? What about how great the patients are feeling? What about how many patients I've been able to discharge? You guys are the clinic. You should be getting more people in. Set me up with the networks. But it's like, what about how good this care is? This is not patient-centered. It's money-centered. It's profit-centered. It's, right, building up that income-centered. They don't care about getting you better. They want that temporary pain relief and keep you coming back. And in school, what is focused on? All these temporary pain relief modalities, or like low load exercises, which is really just the same thing. You're not actually building up any strength to kind of prevent anything. You're selling this facade, but in that moment when you're doing these low load exercises, it's again, not necessarily building up the strength. You're just overriding those pain signals so that you don't feel the pain. But it's this easy cycle to scam people into. And pretty much every pain complaint and pain visit is some level of rehab, right? It's some level of you did more than you can handle and now you're in pain. So we need to, yeah, we can make you feel a little bit better, but we need to better prepare you for your life. Otherwise, this is just going to happen again. And that's why education is such a big part of my practice, and why I'm making all these videos too, is because I want everyone to be educated. I want everyone to know better, and I want everyone to force their practitioners to give them better care, right? If you go in to see someone for a complaint and they don't ask some form of question of, okay, what do you expect to get from this treatment, or like, what are your goals? Then they've already made up their mind what they're doing with your treatment. They're going to give you that passive therapy. You're walking in, you're just another shoulder to them, right? They're just going to kind of slap some TENS on you, slap those pads on, get that electrical stimulation going so your shoulder's going like this. Oh, now you feel a little bit better after. Okay, now gets that ultrasound going, which does nothing. Rub it around. Oh, I don't know if anything feels different. A little bit of massage. Well, it feels kind of nice. Okay, move your shoulder around. Yeah. Oh, feeling a little bit better. The next day, oh yeah, it's back. And they just string you along until natural history takes its course, right? Till your body just naturally recovers. You want to know why most treatment plans are 6 to 8 weeks? Because most things get better in 6 to 8 weeks on their own without doing much. Most mechanical, so your body, right, physical, most of those complaints just get better within 6 to 8 weeks. Most treatment plans are going to be 6 to 8 weeks long. See me twice a week for 6 weeks to get your frickin' quad rubbed, and I'll send you on your way. Look, I got you better. Wow. That would have happened anyway. Oh, you're back in 3 months later for the same thing. Why? Because you sat on your ass for the next 3 months, and then you went to do the same thing again, and you got hurt again. Or, you think you're strong and resilient, you were lifting these certain weights, and you got injured. You went and saw someone for your rehab, and it's all this stim and massage and low-load exercises, and you're not lifting weights for 2-3 weeks, and you get back, and when everything's heavy, and you're trying to get back to your normal training weights, all All of a sudden 220 is an RPE 10 when it used to be an RPE 6. But you still got to go for that set of 5 on it, and boom, you hurt yourself again at rep 3. Well, that's because you have detrained, because your rehab wasn't rehab. It was just the pain relief scam. This brings me back into my point about how rehab should be hard, but I'm going to rant about that after this set. So I have a phenomenal video, I think, that is just another kind of vlog rant on how rehab should be hard. Has a phenomenal thumbnail, probably the best thumbnail I've ever made. I suggest giving that a watch, but it kind of ties into this, like how rehab isn't things done to you. Rehab is you doing things. And if your rehab is just pain relief, you're getting scammed, buddy. Now, not everyone's out here doing that maliciously either. Like, some of it is just, that's what they were taught in school, and that's what they really believe. They've been caught in that mistake of, concluding that feeling better is getting better. But like I said, that's just not the case. You're not getting at what got you to somewhere. So all this passive therapy does, that temporary pain relief, it's just that Band-Aid. It's just to make you feel good in the short term. And I find this is really prevalent in older populations because, they grew up with family doctors telling them something hurts, rest it, you can't do it. You got hurt doing that movement, means you should never do it again, which is the absolute worst advice. If you got hurt doing a certain movement, that means you didn't have the capacity to do that movement, but you can build up the capacity for it. You should find how you can get into that. You should find what's your starting point, what is your entry point, and then build it up from there. The whole basis of all rehab is calm it down and build it up. And I've said this in multiple videos before, right? So that pain relief can be part of the calm it down to an extent, right? Get the person feeling a little bit better. Maybe now they can actually sleep. And that'll do a lot for their pain relief. And a lot for their, not a lot for their pain relief, that'll do a lot for their recovery. So it's about knowing when to use it and how to use it, but it should only be a small part. The biggest part is building them up, right? Finding that entry point. And calming things down isn't just complete rest, it's partial rest, it's relative rest. It's not doing so much that you're hurting yourself, but doing enough that you're not aggravating it, but still building it up. You can still work towards your goals. Like when I first started working on my knee because I fell on it and then squats hurt, what did I do? I switched my stance up and found a squatting stance that didn't hurt it. I did Hatfield lunges because those were comfortable. I did other things to build up my quads and glutes that didn't aggravate my knee. My rehab wasn't pain relief. I didn't ever think about calming the pain down with it. I thought, okay, in 1 year time, what is my pain going to be like? I want that to be down because I want that to be down with the activities that I want to do rather, not just like short-term pain relief on it. It's like, okay, I want to be able to build back up to squatting over 500 pounds with no pain. And guess what? The last meet I did, I was able to squat with just about no pain in my knee. This was back in July. Just about no pain in my knee, and I hit 235 kilos. So that's like 517 or something like that. So I was able to hit my goal. I was pretty pumped about it. But that all came from not searching for that pain relief, right? Not thinking, okay, I need my knee to be no pain. I need to take something to dull the pain and then just do nothing about it. And that temporary pain relief can also be like a double-edged sword if you are doing things for it too. Because you can get some temporary pain relief on it and then push through things too much without finding that entry point. And you just get back into pain that same day or the next day. And you're just not letting things calm down. So kind of all in all, like all around, for the most part, pain relief is a scam, which is why I'm making this whole video. Awesome work, Kevin. You just brought yourself right back to the beginning. Anyways, I think that's good enough for the video. I'm just gonna repeat myself more if I keep going, and I'm just gonna get myself more pissed off. So I think that's good. I got one more set of the calf raises. Drop the weight down a little bit higher range of motion on the reps with that, a little bit higher rep range as well. Just kind of see how it is. Work slightly varying rep ranges. Not that it really matters much, but sometimes I like doing that for the last set. Then one more set of the pull-up doubles there. Just trying to go really fast with them and build some pull-up strength. Really easy to superset. Really low investment. And then I'm going to finish off with some side bends. Going to work up to the 100 to 110 range. We'll see how it's feeling. And that'll be the workout. Thanks for watching. Now go out there and make some gains.